If you are currently sitting in a dealership cubicle, staring at a 4-square sheet, about to sign a loan for a luxury SUV in 2026, you need to walk out right now. You aren't buying a car, you are volunteering to be robbed. We are watching the American car market implode in real time, and nobody is talking about the specific models that are dragging people underwater. I'm not talking about a little depreciation. I'm talking about vehicles that are losing 60% of their value before you even finish paying the sales tax. I'm talking about luxury trucks that are sitting on dealer lots for 100 days, rotting, while the salesmen beg you to take them home so they can pay their floor plan interest. The data I'm looking at this morning is terrifying. We have reached a point where the gap between what you pay and what it's worth is wide enough to park a semi-truck in. I've been tracking the wholesale numbers, the auction lanes, and the service bay reports, and I've found 5 specific cars that I wouldn't take even if you gave them to me for free. Why? Because the maintenance, the insurance, and the sheer cliff dive of depreciation would still bankrupt me. Car number 1 on this list is going to hurt some feelings. It's an American icon, but the math is a tragedy. Car number 4 is a reliability nightmare that mechanics are practically building retirement homes off of. This isn't a review, this is an intervention. Hit subscribe if you want the truth before everyone else. Let's burn some bridges. Number 5. Buick Enclave, the official vehicle of I gave up on driving. Look, I know what the salesman told you. He leaned in, offered you a lukewarm coffee, and said, "Buddy, this is basically a Cadillac, but I can get you into it for 10 grand less." Yeah, and a gas station hot dog is basically a steak if you close your eyes and pray hard enough. Here is the ugly truth that General Motors doesn't want plastered on a billboard. The Enclave is suffering from a massive identity crisis that is going to hit your wallet like a freight train. The market in 2026 is absolutely flooded with these things. Why? Because of rental fleets. The Enclave is the darling of the rental counter. When you fly into Orlando for a Disney trip, this is what they give you when they run out of minivans. And do you know what happens to rental cars? They get driven hard, washed with sandpaper, and then dumped onto the used market by the thousands. This creates a supply glut. When you try to trade in your luxury Buick 3 years from now, you aren't just competing against private sellers, you're competing against Hertz, Avis, and Enterprise dumping 20,000 units into the auction lanes for pennies on the dollar. The depreciation curve here is brutal. You pay $58,000 for a loaded Avenir trim. It feels nice, it smells like leather. But the second, and I mean the second, the front tire hits the public road, you have lost about $12,000. By year 3, you're lucky if it's worth $24,000. And let's talk about the driving experience. It's fine, and that's the problem. It's bloaty, it's heavy, it handles like a waterbed on wheels. The fuel economy is mediocre at best because it's a heavy SUV trying to push air out of the way with an engine that feels like it's working overtime just to merge onto the highway. Dealers are sitting on these things for months. I checked the inventory data in the Midwest, places like Ohio and Michigan. The day supply is hovering north of 80 days. That means dealers are desperate. They are paying interest on these cars every single day they sit there. They need a sucker. They need someone who looks at the size and thinks, wow, that's a lot of metal for the money. Don't be that guy. If you buy a Buick Enclave in 2026, you don't need a car salesman, you need a financial conservatorship. You're buying an asset that nobody wants on the secondary market. It's invisible traffic. It's the car you buy when you've decided that passion is for other people. But hey, at least the Buick starts in the morning. The next car on this list, it might not even make it home from the dealership without lighting up the dashboard like a Christmas tree. Number 4. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Man, this one hurts. It genuinely hurts. Because we all want to love Jeep, right? It's America, it's freedom, it's the World War II legacy, it's cowboys and open ranges. No, in 2026, this isn't freedom, this is bondage. financial bondage to the service department. Most people get this wrong. They see the Jeep badge and they think rugged. I see electrical nightmare. We are seeing reports coming out of service centers that would make a grown man cry. The Grand Cherokee, especially the higher trims like the Summit and the 4xe hybrids, is plagued with electronic gremlins. We're talking about the Uconnect screens freezing up or going black while you're backing out of a driveway. We're talking about air suspension systems that collapse overnight, leaving your $70,000 SUV looking like a squatted truck in a bad music video. And let's talk about the 4xe hybrid system. Complicated is an understatement. When that system has a hiccup, you aren't fixing it in your driveway with a wrench. You're waiting 3 weeks for a certified hybrid technician to diagnose a sensor failure that costs $1,200 to replace. But the reliability isn't even the worst part. It's the money. Stellantis, the parent company, has an inventory crisis that is absolutely historical. They built way too many of these, priced them way too high, and now they're rotting on lots across the country. I've seen dealers in New Jersey and Texas with hundreds of these on the ground. What does that mean for you? It means resale value destruction. The Grand Cherokee is dropping value faster than almost anything in its class. We're seeing data suggesting 50% depreciation over 5 years. Think about that math. You buy a fully loaded Summit Reserve for $75,000 out the door. You finance it for 72 months because the payment is scary. 5 years later, you still owe $20,000, but the car is worth $32,000 on a trade-in. You paid $43,000 to drive a car that spent 6 months of its life in the shop. Here's the part the dealer won't tell you. They're terrified of these trade-ins. When you bring a Grand Cherokee back to the dealer in 2029, they're gonna lowball you so hard it'll feel like an insult. Why? Because they know they can't sell it without slapping a massive warranty on it, which eats their margin. But wait, I hear you typing in the comments. My Jeep was fine, you're crazy. Prove me wrong. Drop a comment right now. Tell me your mileage and what's broken so far. We are building a database of truth in the comment section that the manufacturers are terrified of. And if you want the real reliability numbers, not the marketing fluff, make sure you're subscribed. I don't protect brands, I protect your wallet. Now, if you think the Jeep burns cash, wait until you see the gas bill on number 3. Number 3. The Infiniti QX80. The dinosaur. I have a serious question for anyone considering this car. Why? Just why? This vehicle is a fossil. I don't care about the updates, I don't care about the new grille. Underneath the leather and the marketing fluff, this is ancient technology. Buying a QX80 in 2026 is like paying full price for an iPhone 8 just because someone put a new case on it. Let's talk about the engine. It's thirsty. And I don't mean it likes a drink. I mean this thing chugs premium fuel like a fraternity brother chugs beer during pledge week. Real world MPG, you're looking at 13 or 14 miles per gallon. If you live in a city, single digits. You will be on a first name basis with every gas station attendant in your zip code. But here is where the financial trap snaps shut. The secondary market for the QX80 is non-existent. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, boy, I can't wait to buy a used, out-of-warranty luxury tank that costs $150 to fill up and handles like a school bus. Because the demand is so low, the value drops faster than a lead balloon. This is one of the hardest vehicles to sell privately. If you try to sell this on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist in 4 years, you are going to get crickets. You will be forced to trade it in, and the dealer is going to rob you blind because they know they're going to be stuck with it for 90 days. And let's be honest about the image. The QX80 is the official car of, I wanted a Range Rover, but my credit score said maybe next time. It screams, I want to look rich, but I'm shopping on a discount. The interior, even when they update it, always feels a generation behind. The tech lags. The interface feels like it was designed by someone who retired in 2015. You are paying luxury prices, $80,000, $90,000 for a Nissan Patrol in a tuxedo. Dealers try to move these by slashing prices. You might see $10,000 off MSRP on the hood. Do not take the bait. That $10,000 discount is a trap. You'll lose that $10,000 in depreciation within the first 6 months. It's not a deal. It's a correction to what the price should have been in the first place. If you buy this, you are marrying it. Till death or bankruptcy do you part. You think the Infiniti burns cash? Hold on. The next car on this list is the undisputed king of the service bay. It's beautiful, it's iconic, and it will leave you stranded on the side of the road in a designer suit. Number 2. The Land Rover Range Rover. Let's talk about the look, because, God, it looks good, doesn't it? It sits on the road with this arrogance. It says, I have arrived. It says, I have a house in the Hamptons and I don't check price tags. You know what else it says? It says, I am currently waiting for a tow truck because my air suspension decided to take a nap. Here is the brutal reality of the Range Rover in 2026. If you buy this car new, you are not buying a vehicle. You are entering into a toxic relationship. It will treat you like royalty one day, massaging seats, whisper quiet cabin, floating over bumps, and the next day it will ghost you. The electrical architecture in these new models is so complex that even the dealer technicians are scratching their heads. We are seeing screen failures, sensor glitches, and software updates that brick the entire infotainment system. And when the warranty airs out, I mean radioactive. This car becomes radioactive. The depreciation curve on a Range Rover isn't a curve, it's a skydive without a parachute. Once that 4-year, 50,000-mile factory warranty expires, the value falls off a cliff. Why? Because nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to hold the bag when the repair bills start hitting 4 figures every other month. I've seen guys in Miami buy these to flex. They put down $5,000, finance the rest at 9%, and within 6 months, they are dodging repo man because the maintenance cost combined with the monthly payment is literally unpayable. Think about the air suspension. It's the signature feature, right? It rides like a cloud. Until a strut fails. One corner drops, the car looks like it's bowing, and fixing that one corner costs more than a used Honda Civic. But it drives so smooth. Yeah, so does a shopping cart until a wheel falls off. Don't confuse driving dynamics with ownership experience. Those are two very different things. The driving dynamic is a 10 out of 10. The ownership experience is a panic attack waiting to happen. If you buy this new, you are lighting money on fire to keep warm. If you buy it used, you're just buying someone else's neglected problem. The previous owner didn't dump it because they were bored. They dumped it because the service advisor gave them a quote that looked like a mortgage payment. Real quick, I track these depreciation curves every single week. The market is shifting fast, and what was a good buy 6 months ago might be a death trap today. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and keep your money in your pocket instead of the mechanic's pocket, smash that subscribe button. I'm posting this stuff before the general public catches on, so you don't get left behind holding the bag. But look, even the Range Rover's repair bills are nothing compared to the sheer value destruction of number 1. This next car is a wealth shredder. And here we are, the undisputed champion of bad decisions. Number 1. The Cadillac Escalade ESV. Look at that number, 63%. That is a catastrophic loss of capital. That isn't depreciation, that is a financial mugging. Let's do the math, because the dealer certainly won't do it for you. You walk into the showroom today, you see the 38-inch curved OLED screen, you see the Super Cruise, you smell the semi-aniline leather, you feel like a king. You sign the papers for a high-spec ESV, the long wheelbase, for, let's say, be conservative, $115,000. Fast forward 5 years, you go to trade it in. Statistically, that truck is going to be worth maybe $42,000. Maybe. If the miles are low, if the engine hasn't eaten the lifter, if the air ride is still working. You just paid $73,000 to drive a Chevy Tahoe in a tuxedo. $73,000. Gone. Vaporized. That's $14,600 a year just in depreciation. That's not gas, and this thing drinks premium like it's water. That's just the cost of the car existing in your driveway. And let's talk about the ESV part, the long one. Dealers will tell you, oh, it holds value better because families need the space. Lies. The secondary market for the ESV is actually harder. Why? Because it doesn't fit in a standard 20 by 20 garage. People buy them, bring them home, realize they stick out 2 feet into the driveway, and trade them back in. It's a niche within a niche. You are limiting your pool of buyers to people who have airplane hangars for garages and don't care about gas prices. That is a very small pool. This is the ultimate trap. It screams, I made it, but the math screams, I'm bad with money. Dealers love selling these because the margins are fat. They make a killing on the front end. But when you come back to trade it in, they will insult you with the offer. They know it's a brick. They know it's going to sit on their lot for 90 days collecting dust. But I can write it off, Section 179. Stop. Unless you are a legitimate business owner with a tax strategist on speed dial, this argument is invalid. And even if you do write it off, spending $1 to save 35 cents in taxes is still bad math if the asset drops 60% in value. You're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. Stay away. This isn't a car. It's a liability with leather seats. If you absolutely must have one, lease it. Let the bank take the depreciation hit. Do not put your name on the title of this sinking ship. Listen to me. I'm not telling you this to scare you. Okay, maybe I am a little bit. But mostly, I'm telling you this because the manufacturers are building too many cars and the dealers are drowning in floor plan costs. They are panicking quietly. They need you to be the sucker. They need you to sign the paper so they can make their quota and get that metal off their books. Don't be the sucker. The smart buyer in 2026 is patient. The smart buyer looks at days' supply. The smart buyer doesn't finance vibes. They finance value. If you buy any of these 5 cars new right now, you are effectively working for the dealership. You are paying their bills, their light, and their commission, while your own net worth lights on fire in the parking lot. You have the leverage right now, not them. Inventory is stacking up. Repos are climbing. The market is shifting in your favor, but only if you avoid these traps. If you want to survive this market without getting financially wiped out by a dealership, you need to be watching the data, not the commercials. Hit that subscribe button right now. I'm watching the inventory numbers, the auction lanes, and the wholesale reports every single morning so you don't have to. I post this stuff before the market catches on so you don't get left holding the bag. And listen, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. Tell me what car you're looking at. Is it on this list, or do you think you found a unicorn? I'll be in the comments for the first hour, telling you if you're about to make a mistake or if you found a winner. Protect your wallet. Don't let the shiny paint fool you. I'll see you in the next one.